Say, yo, man, my little baby sister say you can't keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Is that true? No, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yo, you think my sister a fucking hoe or something? You think she a toy? Oh, no, I think she purty. She purty. She purty.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss The Wood from 1999. Now this movie stars Omar Epps, Taye Diggs, Sean Nelson, a whole lot of people, a whole lot of great black actors. Before I get into what we love so much about this nostalgic coming of age story, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things. I'm sexy. You sexy. We all sexy, girl. Oh. You guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me. Let's get into this movie. Now I have to confess that this is not one of my picks for, a rewatch. This was not one of those, epic black throwback 90s, 80s, 70s black films that I just went back and rewatched all the time. I can remember, enjoying it for what it was when I watched it. But as far as, things that came out at that time, like A Love and Basketball or Best Man, I just didn't jump on this one like that, and I don't understand why. Because going back to rewatch it, this movie and the story is so universal. It's so relatable. You can see yourself in not only, characters like Mike, Roland, Slim, even Alicia. And it's just really universal as far as, coming of age and, being in junior high, being in high school. The story still pertains to now, whether you're going to school, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up to, with all the technology and stuff that we have today. It still holds, us all pretty much growing and having those same shared experiences. So I can understand why this was so epic for a lot of people. And it was an epic watch for me going back because I was quoting shit that I didn't even know I remembered. Let's get into it. Now, as soon as the movie starts, we are slapped in the face with nostalgia because we get back in the days when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Who doesn't love that song? We are immediately introduced to the Wood, aka Inglewood, and Mike, portrayed here by Mr. Omar Epps. And he is, breaking the whole third wall. It was very much giving me, who you with? It was giving me Bernie Mac. Him, talking to us as the audience, really trying to pull us into what's going on in the moment. We're introduced to Slim and we are made aware of Roland. It's his wedding day and he is nowhere to be found. And we just get into the push and pull of Roland, just not quite ready to be married yet. He's, unsure. And we get, throwback moments to let you know, where they were back then versus where they are now. And why Roland might even be having this type of complex. Now here for this movie, the latter for me is, those throwbacks with, the child actors or teen actors, just really having those moments with them versus the actual wedding part. Like, they could have kept all that. Like, I was all here for those throwbacks and us getting into Sean Nelson. We gonna get into Sean Nelson. We gonna get into Fresh. So after they inform us that, Slim is the hothead and Mike is the middle friend, the mediator, the calm one, we get into our 1986 throwback and we are introduced to Mike, freshly moving to Inglewood from North Carolina with his country accent, getting into Sean Nelson and his betrayal. Like, every little, actor here, all the guys that we meet here, our Roland character, Slim, everybody here just had so much potential to go on and do so much. It's really, sad that we didn't really, for the most part, see or hear a lot from these characters again. Maybe outside of, our main older cast and like Melinda Williams. But Sean Nelson, fresh And the corner, like, just was oozing talent. Like, what did y'all do with this young man? Like, stop playing. But we get into, him being introduced to Roland and Slim and them kind of, taking him under his wing. He's a fish out of water. Are you cuz of blood? I don't know anything about any cuz. I don't know. Like, he's just so country. I like baseball. Now, right after we have, Roland and Slim say, we got to take you in, bruh. You might get caught up out here. You don't know nothing. Like, you got to stick with us. You might get shot. Yeah, because I need to stick with y'all to be safe and make smart choices. We get into Mike being in class and being introduced to his first, like, real big crush. And him getting that hard on in the middle of class. It was like, all right, now, bruh. You would think with everything going on, please drop down and tell me, your most embarrassing moments of where your man came up and he wasn't supposed to. Like, right now. And he has to get up and he's sweating. And it's just like, oh, my God, like, everything here just seems so reminiscent of something that you've experienced in your life, whether you're male or female. It is just like, I know a girl like that. I've been that girl. I've been Mike. I've been, Roland, like, picking, that new kid on the block, my name is Mike. I'm from North Carolina. Just nervous, holding that goddamn binder. Now, after we leave Mike and his first crush, aka Alicia, aka Melinda Williams, aka Bird from Soul Food. Y'all remember Soul Food? That's when TV was good. Now, of course, we are going back and forth between the present and the past. We get into finding out where Roland is. Not only is he drunk as hell, but he is at Tanya's house, his first girlfriend's house, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I hope this fool didn't do what I think he did. You're supposed to be getting married today. And we get there and we do not give Taye Diggs enough credit for his comedic roles. Like, he is naturally a funny guy, and it's on full display. Make it last forever. Ooh, baby. Like, whole ass drunk. Sit your drunk. What the fuck? What you been drinking? Ripple? Like, goddamn, Slim here is hilarious. I'm about to make her booty jiggle, dude. Did you see her ass, man? The booty was rotund, like fucking motorboating Slim. Yeah. You supposed to be marrying Lisa. I don't know, dude. I don't know. What you don't know? Like, Roland is having a serious fear of not only commitment, but at the heart of this story, it's really about, friendships and growing up and thinking about growing apart. What does, our friendship, our dynamic mean if I'm no longer living in Inglewood? I'm getting married. I'm, breaking up the group. I'm making, really mature, permanent choices from my life that don't include the friends that I've grown up with through childhood. I love these guys. Like, there's such a fear, not only with all of them of, getting married and moving forward and moving on and kids and, those serious things, but it's just like, I'm about to leave the homies. So after we leave Tamala's house, with her whole coffee pot, I love goddamn rude ass Slim. It's like, yeah, excuse me, can I talk to you? Did y'all fuck? What do I look like, Slim? Slim is a whole straight asshole. We cut back and we get into the boys in the first bet of the movie. It's all about, like, dudes, are y'all really out here making bets like this? Is this a real thing? We get into the first bet of the film. That's, a real staple in their friendship. Who can do what first? Who's bold enough to do this? Who can get the most numbers? Who can go grab the butt? Who is a dollar? Like, that $dollars was hot. But they pull, damn near trick Mike into going up Matador style and grabbing Alicia's booty in the red shorts. At this age, it was grabbing booty. Who all out there was grabbing booty? I can remember along those lines in those grades being grabbed. Like, don't do that. Like, it's like a don't do that moment, but it's also like a moment, like, man, you remember when people just run up to you and grab your ass in junior high and high school? Oh my God, that was so special. Like, with all the main, really big problems that we have now as adults and, that whole thing and just being grown-ups, it's really nice to go and reflect on, when your biggest issue was, playing at recess and just having that nasty boy, oh, he's so nasty, run up and grab your chi-chis on your butt. Like, don't do that. Like, good moments. And then we get into Alicia saying those infamous words that all of us have said at one point in time. And I will be telling my brother, like, I'm going to get my big brother, I'm going to get my sister, I'm going to get my cousin. Remember when you would just prepare for a fight after school and, you know, somebody's sibling was coming? Wasn't nobody running, you know, to shoot nobody? Like, wasn't nobody, you know, scared to take an ass whooping? You know, good natural shit. But you know, everybody has had a moment of, you know, oh, I'm going to get my big sister, I'm going to, like, man, everything here was just hitting so hard because it was so relatable. But we're going to go get Stacy, aka DeAndre Bonds. Like, if you needed a little thug passion, little West Side connection in your South Central film at that point in time, you were calling DeAndre Bonds. He's also someone who could have went on to have, you know, a broader career. But due to, you know, some situations in life, he did spend some time in jail. But right now he's Stacy, and we love Stacy. We get into I love how the dudes, you know, rolling the slims, like, oh man, I didn't think she was gonna get that mad. I think she just tripped because, you know, like, damn, well, y'all eat the, you know, cuz yeah, he's a blood, like, y'all low-key kind of set me up. And this is a really strong point for, you know, why they're so bonded and what their relationship would look like growing up if they had kind of, you know, just hung him out to dry. But you get into, you know, whew, time was going fast. Time was on crack today. Like, no, bitch, I'm still mad. Stacy is coming to get you. We get into that little, like, oh my goodness, people gathering around to see a fight. You never know what you missing into, like, who the fuck is missing, you know, after school fights. But, like, it was the shit. Everybody, you know, it gets around school. Yo, such and such, 3 o'clock, meet me outside. Like, it was so natural. You would never think you would miss something like that. But in the state of, you know, what stuff could mean now in, you know, schools and the lengths that some, you know, teenagers are willing to go because they feel threatened or, you know, somebody wants to fight. It's just not about fighting anymore. But to see it here, you know, you think my sister a hoe? Nah, I think she party. But at that moment, we had, you know, Roland and Slim, you know, stick up. Oh, wait, you motherfuckers, you want some of this? Yeah, I think so. Like, they did not hang him out to dry. And this was the first day. They could have easily just left him out there and just be like, hey, man, we just met you. You handle that shit. But you have Mike becoming Big Mike and getting that respect in the wood. Like, if I start off running right now, this movie, that little scene, I love what it said, you know, about bullying and, you know, living and fighting for your battles. Like, if I run and I allow somebody to bully me, I'll be running every day of my fucking life all year. I'm going to go out there and take my ass whooping like a man. And you get Stacy, bopping on that ass. And then right after that, still with that coffee pot, trying to sober up Roland's ass, going to that corner store, reminiscing, we get into you're no dancing ass. You're no dancing ass. No dancing ass. Hit it, Slim. Hit it. Woo! We get into that throwback and getting into that dance. We get, you know very well, hey, what you are. Get into that juicy fruit. Juicy. Like, every single scene here had a song that you know and love. Like, I was just living my whole best life. We get into something else that's so familiar. The school dance and everybody just being so eager, not only, you know, to dress up, go to the school dance, get some numbers, but dance with females. Like, remember when people used to dance at school dances, like in proms and shit like that, and it didn't look like a freaking fashion show, and everybody just like the prom dresses and dances and stuff that people are wearing now, you're just like, well, damn, y'all going to the Oscars? Like, what's up? No, this was just simple. You got your little dress from the mall and you went to the goddamn dance. But you have Mike, who is so scared because he, for one, cannot freaking dance. If you can't dance, put your hand up. If you can't dance, put your hand up. Can't dance. My no dancing ass. No dancing ass. Like, I was like, yes, that was me. Like, I was holding up the wall. Like, But you get into Mike, you know, trying to practice, you know. He got into trying to do the freak with the rapid. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2. I like to introduce myself. Hey, my name is Bismarcky. Now I'm the human beatbox called Bismarcky. You get into him trying to dance, like, and it's just like, who, like, oh, somebody help him, save him. I'm sexy, you sexy, we all sexy, girl. You like that? Ooh, like, oh my goodness, so embarrassing. But you see that for the most part, he really wants to get into dancing. Despite, you know, his friends, he really wants to impress Alicia. The relationship that he has with Alicia is a very big part of this movie. Right after that, we jump into the dance and we get into the boys with yet another bet of who can get the most numbers, you know, with their paper and pen at the dance. Write your number in my binder, never again. But the breath is kicking like Bruce Lee, leading us to go to the little shabby corner store to get some mints, dropping science, you know, suck, never chew, gum in a female's face by 2 cents because they small, you know what I'm saying? Yes, yes. We get into Stacy coming in to stick up the goddamn corner store. I love how we have Slim in the back, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I got something for us. What you about to do with this soda? What are you about to do with this goddamn soda? It's like, hey, it's some little niggas in the back. Oh, them just some niggas. Niggas go to school with my sister. Stacy? Don't say my name, nigga. You little niggas want anything? No, let me give you a little ride to the dance. Like, DeAndre Bonds was so easily that, you know, LA typical dude. Like, he portrayed it so well. We get into the car and, you know, oh, boom, da-dum, hey, da-da-dum. So when that bass drop all deep, these are the tales, the freaky tales. Hey, these are the tales that I tell so well. I met this girl. We get into that Too Short. And you get into Stacy and, you know, crybaby ass just being so hard in the front seat, having so much to say. Oh, you guys are square. Y'all don't smoke any weed. Y'all going to the little dance. Y'all young. Everything is rah-rah. Up until the point that they are pulled over. Then you see, you know, how easy it is, you know, to break down and how they were holding them to a certain standard. It's just like, no, these are, you know, fucking kids just like us. You know, oh my God, I'm going to jail. I'm gonna be on Scared Straight. Just shut up, Stacy. Just shut up. Like, oh, like this thing, you broke all the way down. But then we have, you know, Mike become Big Mike when you have him, you know, cough to distract the officer, you know, from finding the gun up under the seat, giving Stacy, you know, all this instant admiration and respect for him. No, man, I'm riding in the front. Get your crybaby ass in the back or work home. Like, Mork ass. Get your crybaby ass in the back. Crying and shit. So now that Stacy has all this newfound respect for Big Mike, you know, he tells him, you know, my sister, she cute or whatever. It's always some nigga trying to get at her. You know, if they play the song, If This World Was Mine, you need to get you a dance, little homie. Like, he has all this respect. So it's just like, you know, if I would have anybody step to my sister, I would want it to be Mike. Clearly, he's a real one. Oh, man, what'd he say? I thought he was going to hit you again. Oh, nothing. He just wanted to know my name. But we get, it's been a long time. Hey, I shouldn't have left you without a dope rhyme. Step 2. We get into the dance, and the dance is fly. The dance is pumping. Go, Mike. Go, Mike. Go, roll. That's my nigga. The niggas is having a good time. They are having a good time at the school dance, and it just looked like your normal, typical school dance. Nothing, you know, too spicy, nothing too elaborate. But they're having so good of a time that Mike forgets, you know, you sexy, we sexy, you all sexy, girl. He forgot his ass couldn't dance, embarrasses himself in front of everybody. You know, Ro and Mike ain't gonna make it no better. They're laughing at him. They have all this, you know, friendly competition going on, talking to girls, living their best life, getting numbers. All the while, we have Mike sitting, struggling alone by himself, like, damn, I can't dance. Up until we get, you know, if this world were mine, Luther, I would place at your feet, bam, all that I own. Oh, you've been, I give you each day. Okay. So, okay. We get into the song, y'all. This is Alicia's favorite song. And, you know, she's turning guys away. She's been dancing all night, but not with Mike. And he's just so nervous. It really captures the moment of, you know, just really being that young and trying to interact with the opposite sex. You know, you're not just, you know, quite old enough to know what you're doing, but you know that you want to do it. I want to dance with the girl. I want to talk to her, but I don't know how to go about it. You know, I was as nervous as a hooker in church. So nervous that, you know, once they do get into I still love this part and they're dancing in all slow motion. Oh, no, girl, this is how we do it in North Carolina. Look, just didn't have no control over it. Look, down, boy. It just didn't stay down. It just didn't stay down. Mike was hot. Mike was hot and very much so into Alicia. But, you know, Alicia didn't front him at that moment. She still gave him the number. Like, you knew they were real. The genuineness of his relationship with her was, you know, very cute and just something to cherish. It's just a moment to look back on, you know, what you once had. And just the pure innocence of liking someone at that age. And, you know, oh man, Mike, you won the bet. That number right there is worth, you know, all them skeezers up there. You know, all them skeezers, this worth more than all them skeezers. Man, that girl's still fine. Like, we get into current day and the boys doing their best to, you know, convince him this is the right thing to do. We're not going anywhere. Stop messing things up. And you have Ro in the back. Pull it over. Slim, can you pull over? Slow. Nope. I'm not pulling over. Blech. You have Ro throw up every fucking where on every fucking thing. You know, get out. Look what you did, you little short bastard. These are Ferragamos. These are $300 Ferragamos. How much you pay for them? It don't matter. They worth $300. Like, the whole banter, especially between, you know, Roland and Slim, it is so funny and so genuine and just seems like people that you know. It's so funny. Like, I absolutely love it. So now we have the whole plan delayed from them going straight back to the house. We have to, you know, get our clothes clean, get our cell cleans. Who the fuck go around back? You ain't washing no dog. Says who? Go around back. The hose is in the back. Y'all ain't fucking up my house. Baby D! You get into them, you know, getting sprayed with the hose. Very innocent moment. You know, you have Tamala spit some game. Like, yeah, y'all so afraid. It's just marriage. It's not, you know, the electric chair. There shouldn't be such a big fear of commitment. This is a special moment and you're freaking ruining it. We get into them, you know, by the grace of Jesus. Somebody agreeing, you know, Jaleesa from a different world agrees to clean the clothes. And we get into the bet. But before we get into the bet, we have a brief moment with, you know, the boys just really reflecting on, especially Roland, like, you know, she has a good job, so I'm gonna go and be where she is. You need some panties. Get some panties. Say it, because I'm a punk. I'm a punk. Like, he's, you know, really feeling content and, you know, following her. But what does that look like for my friendship? We barely hang out. There's, you know, that strong anxiety of separating from people that you have known your whole life damn near, especially, you know, most of your adulthood. It's like you don't find friends like this every day. So if we separate, what's going to happen to us? But, you know, you have Roland bring up, you know, what about Alicia? You didn't follow her. That's one that you probably let get away. You know, I got Janet Jackson. You got J-Lo. You got Lisa Davis. You ain't got nobody. You remember the bet? Hell yeah, I remember the bet. You remember the bet? Yeah, we remember the bet. It was a whole lot of them here. And we get into, I am not your Casanova. Hey, hey, me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Oh, come on, Gerald. Can't you see how much I really love you? Gonna sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova. We get into, you know, time going by. The boys are now in high school. You know, my name is D-Nice. We get into high school and the girls are, you know, a little bit more voluptuous. They got titties now. You know what I'm saying? They got hips. They got butt. Alicia is still fine. And the whole agenda now where, you know, before it was grabbing booty, now we trying to get some. We are trying to get some. Y'all niggas on varsity now. I'm looking better every day. Like, why are we not getting some? Like, even that moment, you know, as raunchy as it is, everybody has had those moments, you know. I'm on the bigger and Betty things, you know, like what? Like your mama, nigga. Like, that whole bet yet again, you know. Let's bet who will be the first person to get some. Now, even though, you know, Mike and Alicia had their standard junior high relationship, now, you know, they are really close friends and, you know, they're dating other people in school. So we had this whole little segment with the boys trying to finesse their way into some draws. Like, oh my goodness. Like, oh my God, come on, girl. Come on, girl. I'm not ready yet. How long we been dating? A week and a half? Oh, back up. That's nasty. I think every girl has sat there in their life like, oh my God, back up, that's nasty. Where are you going with that? The whole little thing, we're doing everything, but you can put your little finger down here. Don't put that nowhere. Like, it's so pure and so innocent and so reflective of where everybody was once upon a time. Oh, you did that nigga Terry Bone. I know I look better than him. Excuse me? So after we get into, that $5 bet and nobody getting that jar full of money, we get deeper into Alicia and Mike's relationship and the friendship that they share. It runs deep, y'all. I don't have to, try to finesse her or pretend to be something that I'm not. We can just genuinely talk as friends. It was real nice, Booty first. My game is strong, y'all. If your game is so strong, then how come you're not getting it? How come you gotta trick somebody to get some? Like, I could get blue balls. Like, I could die. Like, heard that before. But you just really see how much they low-key mean to each other and what they really want for each other, even though they are kind of low-key dating, different people. It's like, maybe you should find someone who wants it as bad as you do. Or, just to have them go, you don't have, a problem with rejection or getting a new suit or getting this and that because all the brothers line up to ask you. Not all the brothers. You didn't. And we get into the house in a little red dress, and it was just, the perfect scenario to set up for the both of them to have their first time. Getting into their first time, I loved how real it was here and how it wasn't really sexualized. It was so, some things could be done really raunchy, sometimes tasteless. But, there was a whole lot of finesse for movies in the 90s and the way, sexual subject matter was handled, especially, if this were mine. We get into the slow dance. It just seemed really genuine and like an experience that you would probably have. But it's not, romanticized in any way. It's very much, what, 16-year-old would, like, oh my God, this is actually happening. This is actually happening. Like, it's with her. Like, this is just so great. You have him, pull the rubber out. It's clearly, old, it's dry. Is this supposed to look like that? And, having trouble finding the hole. And it's just so awkward and just so real. Everything here in the film, for the most part, just seems like a real experience. And that's why I think it's so enjoyable. You even have, the condom break and he has to go and, steal a condom out of Stacy's room. Tell me which hoe you been fucking. I ain't been fucking no hoe but you. Nigga, don't call me a hoe. But you get all the way, even down to, when he actually gets it in. It's like, oh my God, this actually happened. And, he just comes so fast. Like, normal teenage shit. It's not, made up to be something that it's not. It's not romanticized. We show them using protection and being responsible. Like, girl, we really don't need that. Yes, we do. Go find one. Like, come on now. We need more, subject matter in situations like this today. And just to have, even, down to her going like, so that's it. Like, oh, you see, just right at that moment, she doesn't really know fully what's going on, but she knows, like, is that it? Like, I'm not really satisfied. Nothing really happened for me that happened for him. It's so normalized, so nice. But with Mike being the gentleman that he is, like, I'm not going to, use her to get that money and tell them, I lost my virginity before they did. I'll tell them after one of them loses theirs. Like, Mike was a real one. Now we get into the ending and we get, into just giving Roland confirmation and him having, the whole revelation of me finding Lisa. This is a very special situation. I do love her. I do want to marry her. This changes nothing in our friendship. Let's get there. I want to marry her. And we get into, figuring out who Lisa is. And of course, who's Lisa? Lisa is Diamond from Temperatures rising. Your body's yearning for me. Girl, lay it on me. We getting the Diamond. I am not going to cry. I spent too much time on this damn makeup. I love, when we get them all together and they're all in the suits and we have, the dad at the door holding on to Roland's neck for dear life, like, nigga, you better fix it. Or like, it just seemed really natural. They're getting married out of the house in the backyard. It's just really warm. And you see that not only, was Roland just really having cold feet, he also has, memorabilia that he's kept with him ever since their first date. And you just see Mike being that strong friend and being that mediator, bringing it together. Like, oh, like, we get right into that, if I could turn back the hand. R. Kelly on full display. Remember, you can listen to R. Kelly without being shot for it. But you have Alicia, aka Sanaa Lathan, pop up, brief little cameo. She just popped up all like, yeah, I'm here, giving us a little precursor into Love and Basketball. And you just see Mike really reflecting on, she was always that one. But we get into I've been so many places. Ow. I've seen so many faces. Come on, Teddy P. But none quite as lovely as you. You just keep on lifting me up now. Higher. We get into the wedding. We get into the wedding. And, Roland finally, after the trials and tribulations in the film, making that commitment and marrying his bride and being happy to do so. And you really have Mike really reflecting on, sometimes it takes a while to, get that mature and find that special someone who fits you, your soulmate. But my special someone, I met them long before, when I stepped and I saw her that first day of school, and you have them, really reflecting. It's really cute. Macking. Hanging, macking, hanging. Like, it just really speaks to maturity and how you grow and your thoughts. I don't want to be tied down. I'm trying to mack and hang on my life. I want to be with my boys versus really realizing what a husband can bring, a wife can bring, and what's so special about that union in the first place. Macking, hanging. Now, right after that, we pretty much close out, with Mike giving that real good best man-ass toast. We get into, him just saying, even though I am losing a friend and this does, really hurt, I'm so proud of him and I'm really grateful for this union and really, giving his blessing. And, you just really see them all mature at that moment and become men. And you even see kind of a lingering thing between him and Alicia as to say, he might move to the Big Apple and be together. Everybody's just all mature and all good. And we just end off on that note. Well, you guys, that was my review for The Wood. I hope you enjoyed it. This was, cool to go back to. As I said, this is not, my first big preference. I think just coming back, I can remember, really reveling in the story when I watched it in the past, but just going to watch it now as an adult, you get a lot of nostalgia elements and reflection. Oh, I remember that. Oh, there's but for the most part, this is a very neutral, simple story, coming of age story with a lot of comedic elements. But I love it for what it was. It was, cool to go back to and reflect. If you want a good laugh, it's always, it's always on deck. You want to just go back and quote lines. That's always on deck too. But you guys dropped down and told me what you thought about my review. Tell me if you had a good time. Did I miss anything? Do you just feel like this was, top-notch, A+ bomb-ass movie? Or are you more, alongside, me in the field of just feeling like, hey, this is a cool movie. It's not, the best movie, but it's okay. I'll see you guys next time for my next video. Bye.